entertainment talk.
This is a lot.
Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
It's Friday, Albuquerque.
So when we get
You know what that means? That means the boys are at SafeHouse Distilling downtown, the intersection of Gold and 7th. Come hang out with us. Doors open here at this Pathway at 5:30, man. Is that correct? 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock on the dot.
5 o'clock.
I tell you what,
This is low.
long as somebody's here to work the POS,
That's
I'll make
fine.
a deal.
All right, you make that deal.
You knock on this little doorsy boysy right here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you in.
Oh, I like
that. Early. Friend of the show only. Not if you're not a friend of the show.
No, then forget it.
Does not apply.
But also, if you're listening, then you are a friend of the show.
Not apply.
If you're currently listening, you are a friend of the show.
Or a hater of the show, and we love you even more.
I don't. Back at the studio is Kaylina. Kaylina, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you guys?
That was timely. Yeah, way to
Big
punch
Friday
in. Yeah,
energy.
let's go ahead
Tone
and
it down, Kalina.
yeah, let's do better. Yeah, let's do better. For the rest of it, Jerry Walker is at 4:15. He's color commentary for True TV. He's doing the Wyoming UNM football game this weekend. We're excited to have him on because I'm real tired of you and I only having the conversation about how I say the Lobos have good athletes, they have bad leadership, and you saying the Lobos good athlete will overcome their bad leadership. I'm real tired of having that conversation every single week. Let's bring on Darius Walker. He's going to tell us what he thinks from a national
I've
perspective.
seen how hard the boys are playing for Bronco.
Okay.
And I've seen the tape of Devin Dampier. I've seen enough to know that the boys around in the corner,
We'll
man.
see if Darius Walker agrees with you. We'll do that in just a handful of short minutes. Ask me how much Thursday night football I watched last night. Ask me how much Thursday night football between the Houston Texans and the New Jersey Jets that I watched last night.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
How much Thursday night football did you watch last
Well, I
night?
didn't watch any.
Oh,
It was Halloween.
oh,
Yeah,
we were watching ATP.
what is ATP tennis tour?
I don't know. I saw it in a newspaper one time.
A tennis tour.
Mhm.
ATP. What does that stand for? All tennis players
Tennis
tour.
professionals.
Okay. No, it's Halloween, brother.
Oh, it's Halloween.
Yeah, don't let sports run your entire life. It was Halloween, brother.
Association of Tennis Professionals.
Closer than I would have got. Is that what it really is, or did you just improv that?
Founded in 1972.
Where was it launched?
Or in London, United Kingdom. The ATP Tour is a sole-wide volunteer tennis tour for men organized by the Association of Tennis Professionals.
Name one associated tennis professional.
Rafael Nadal.
Please, America.
Thank you. That's good to know.
This is the association, not the American.
You misled me earlier.
Mhm.
Misled me down a path.
Said the word association.
The Aaron Rodgers is back. He had 3 tutties last night, which makes him pretty good at football again.
Finally.
Should have been
I'll still
4.
be there for
One cat. What's that cat's name who sucked? Why?
Oh, the big dummy.
Yeah. So
I'm going blank.
yeah, that's right. So the Jets last night. How many of those? How does this?
Malachi Corley.
Who would have scored his first touchdown ever? But he just dropped it right before the goal line. I don't understand this happens. Like I don't want to make a bunch of comments. That's kind of low hanging fruit. But like, that's your first touchdown ever. You hold on to that ball forever.
Why'd you set it down?
What do you
Put that on your mantle?
Do you want Aaron Rodgers mad at you? Do you know what he does to you if he's mad at you?
I thought 30 years ago, Leon Lett died for our sins, that no one would ever drop a ball before he got into the end zone.
Mhm.
Didn't this happen a long time ago?
I thought this happened a long time ago.
Once or twice a year. It still happens all the time.
Your kicker Fairbairn did me dirty on my prize picks. That's not a conversation that we're going to have on air. I'm just going to let you know that I'm taking it real personally.
Okay.
Hit all my other ones. I did too. That's the worst part. Yeah. It could have been a big one. It was just an okay one.
A couple misses.
The big problem with Thursday night football on a holiday, if you took the time to watch it, is that your family knows that you don't love it.
Yeah.
And we gotta really as men dive into that. It's unacceptable. There's nothing important about the Texans and the Jets. There's nothing enjoyable about teams that barely hit field goals, and I mean barely.
The Jets were bad. The Texans lost to the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you this Stroud kid is not real. I think I told you this. I think I've been saying this since the offseason.
It's fool's gold.
Yeah,
fool's gold.
And I don't suffer fools.
No.
Ellipses gold.
Or gold.
No, I don't. I also, if I had gold to suffer, I would bear that weight.
Mm-hmm.
If you handed me gold, but not all shimmers.
Not throwing it away.
No, I'm not going to throw gold away.
Sure.
I'm not
a fan.
Not Midas.
Not a fan, but still, I mean.
But he's
not want it.
He is not the business. We saw that last night. He has top 5 running back in the league. Is that fair?
Mixon's been on one.
Can't do it with help there. Had help on the outside. It's all gone now.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing weird stuff where they're going to try to like move him outside the pocket. He can't hit like wide open cats. They're doing things where he's trying to drop back late in the game and he's just getting sucked up by the way, a pretty good defensive line for the New Jersey Jets. I'm not trying to be that guy. None of those dudes are going anywhere. Since the Jets won, they won't be sellers at the trade deadline. This upcoming Tuesday should be pretty boring. There should be nothing of significance.
Maybe. I mean, what else is going on Tuesday? I mean, NFL deadline, that's kind of it,
NFL
right?
trade deadline, that's kind of
What
it.
else? What else you got going on?
What do you say? 505-246-0610. Call the program. Tell us how you make it make sense to your family. Like, even if you didn't skip all family things, if you did a thing where it was like, hey, kid, we're going to trick or treat early, some sort of weird lie about daylight savings time, some sort of, like, what are you doing? Football to where you think it's okay to abandon your family on Halloween? Because I know football did. Saw the highlight. What was that cat? I saw the same 3 retweeted jokes over and over and over again. Like, is your echo chamber so shallow that you can't take the time to learn what your kid or stepkid's Halloween costume is based off of? Like, I think I get real irritated on this.
I mean, in their defense,
Whose defense?
not everyone has a kid.
Not everyone
has to do Halloween stuff. There's a lot of single dudes, football-loving single dudes, who may not have gone out on Halloween, who didn't play dress up.
Dress up on Halloween is crucial. Yeah, it's a crucial.
When I dial up the number, it's not.
I've been a little wildly busy the last 2 weeks. So this is like the first Halloween that I didn't go like super hard for. And it felt weird.
Well, we have a thing tomorrow night, but it felt weird.
Guess what I didn't do?
I'm sorry.
Watch the football.
Halloween.
Thursday night football, not that good to start with.
Hey, Thursday night football. Take Halloween off.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, figure it out.
Let these players go hang out with their kids.
But Fred, we put Ryan Fitzpatrick in a funny outfit. We put the left tackle for the Los Angeles Rams in a funny outfit. What? We did Marshawn Lynch was in town a couple weeks ago. I don't think we talked about this on air. Actually, I'm not going to tell the story here. This is a terrible tease.
Okay.
But there was a Marshawn Lynch related story here in town.
He's shooting a movie here.
Yeah, allegedly.
Not allegedly. He literally is.
So they shot a thing over at the El Rey for this haunted house thing. And they put that all over the Saturday Night the Thursday Night Football. And they go, look, local viewer. Like, even we still did Halloween during
yes, I am doing it. I'm producing.
Figure it out.
Are you ready for the 10 segment?
Just wild. I think the real reason I got fired up about it because it was such a joke game.
Hard to watch.
And the NFL knows that.
Garrett Wilson's wildly spectacular catch.
That one-handed catch.
Not sure if it was the catch or not. Looked like his knee was out of bounds or whatever. I'm not.
You don't mess that one up.
I mean, I'm watching it over and over again, and it looked like his knee hit out of bounds first before his shin. But it was a good catch and a better story. So go crazy, NFL. You just change the rules week to week. We'll follow you.
Right.
And after you change the rules week to week,
Cool.
tell me only on Sundays. Because I'm not going to pay attention on Thursday.
That's kind of a
And I'm hosting Monday Night Football every Monday. I don't have time for it.
Thank you.
College football is getting pretty good right now. I don't think there's going to be a big upset this weekend. If you're a guy who likes to put money on a game to make yourself more interested for it, I say play chalk all weekend.
Sure.
I don't think there's anyone.
It's the time of the year that the favorites are rounding into form.
Yeah.
And they start whipping some A.
They're whipping what?
A. Followed by 2 letters shaped a lot like the number 5.
We're going to break so we can come back with our friend Darius Walker. Kalina's going to reach out to he does analysis for True TV, which is where you can watch the Lobo game this weekend. They're taking on Wyoming, so we're going to give you a little rundown, at least from a national perspective, because Wyoming is 1-7, and I think it should be a drumming.
Yes,
I think it should be that. And I want to hear the season-long expectation, too, in the direction of this team. Because if a guy's going to know, it's Darius Walker. He is the football head. Tuning on, we are at SafeHouse, intersection of 7. I'm hanging out with you boys. If you want to hang out with you boys, we're definitely hitting that teller hour at 5 o'clock. You know that for a fact. Also, I'm looking at it. They got some leftover Halloween candy here, man.
Num.
Come get some. It's tuning on. Like, hold up. Play your cards right. You may be able to have some.
No. Not friend of the show. Friend of the show, you have all the candy you want. I'm talking about you personally. No, you cannot have it.
I am salted almond only. 95.9 FM, man. The Sports Animal.
Actor and musician Sally Taylor. Going
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at SafeHouse Distilling downtown. That's Golden 7th. Come hang out with your boys. We're doing the Teller Hour. 5 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. Joining us on the program, we're so very fortunate, Van, like, not to be that guy, that's that guy, but we go to people who know more than us. You know what I mean? If we're gonna talk a story, if we're gonna tell you about a thing, we're gonna find a guy who would know about it. And of course, that's Darius Walker. He's working analysis for the big football game this weekend for True TV. He's covering UNM and Wyoming. Darius, welcome to the program, brother.
Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm not at the SafeHouse, although there is a silver lining for me because I'm standing out looking at this mountain view at the Sandia Casino and Resort. So I can't complain, but I do miss you guys.
Well, I tell you what, I know they carry Teller vodka there, so it sounds like you're going to be okay.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So
I'll be good. As long as the blackjack table is hot and is rolling, I'm in.
We have a very similar energy. Obviously, you spent a ton of time at the Mountain West Sports Network, now with True TV. Spent a lot of time playing running back, playing foot. You know that Notre Dame, the NFL, the whole thing. You have the pedigree and the history, and you can tell us what is the national opinion of our UNM Lobos, Darius. Like, tell us what people are saying about Bronco Mendenhall and his Lobos around the country.
Well, I tell you, man, it's been fun to cover the Lobos this year just because I got to know Bronco when he was at BYU because I did some of his games there. And so knowing his history and the types of situations that he likes to find himself in, I mean, specifically, if you look at his career at BYU and at Virginia, he sort of came into programs that needed development, that needed new players, that needed new process. So, like, he's kind of really the perfect guy for the Lobos in this stake, and someone who is experienced in being able to turn programs around and, like, making more with less and to a degree. And so I think the future is really bright for the Lobos. But when you look across just the Mountain West, I mean, let's be clear. There's really only kind of like two teams that have kind of separated themselves from the pack. You've got Boise State and then you've got UNLV. Everyone else, it's kind of, interesting to look at just to say whether it's Fresno State or Utah State, Wyoming, Nevada, all these teams are kind of in the same boat, including the Lobos. So, like, the Lobos have an opportunity, I think, tomorrow against Wyoming. And when you look at the rest of their season, the next 4 weeks, they got a chance to get to bowl eligibility here, which is really interesting to say that you got a 3-win team in week 10 that still has a chance to play in the postseason. So that door is still very much open for New Mexico.
Darius, you alluded to what I was about to ask you anyways. Good job, by the way. Do you think New Mexico's turnaround in the middle of the season that we've been seeing, the 3 wins in a row, you got some winnable games, is this a product of Bronco turning the program around, or you see like a down year for the Mountain West?
So I think this is very much a product of him turning the program around. I mean, so we did the game against Utah State up in Logan. And I don't know if folks saw, but, like, it was an incredible game. You know, the Lobos ended up winning in the last few minutes of the game, high-scoring game. And, like, we got a chance to talk to Bronco after, and he, like, cried. Now, let's remind everyone that this is a team that had just won their 3rd game, and they beat a 1-win Utah State team.
Right.
So that's the interesting piece about Bronco is that because of how he coaches and the passion that he has for it, he saw something different happen for his team that shows you that he's starting to lay the groundwork of trying to turn a program around. You had a team that's not used to being in a situation where they are down in a big game like that, in a high-scoring game like that, that showed resilience, came back and won in the end. So it's that process that even though it's against a 1-win team, even though it's just the 3rd win of the season, it's that process that has been lacking at New Mexico in recent past. Well, and so to do that, you should
go ahead, Darius. I'm sorry.
Bring a new coach in. You can see the writing on the wall of him laying the groundwork for trying to change what the process is for this football team.
Well, and to be really clear, Van, as a former BYU coach, if you'd have taken an L to Utah State, like it would have been tough at home. Sure. That would have been a tough one for Bronco. Speaking of Utah, the Aggies just went over the Wyoming Cowboys last weekend. It was incredibly close between those two. Does Wyoming look like a 1-7 team to you, or do they look like a team that just can't get over the hump at the end?
Well,
I think I might have lost you temporarily there.
can you hear me now?
Yep, we
Can
got
guys
you.
hear me?
Yep.
You got me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Sorry that bullet out there, but I think there's a
Tough connection with Darius out there at Sandia.
you've got two coaches who are in their first year at their respective programs, but like look at the quarterback play between the two teams. So
Really appreciate the time that Darius Walker gave us. But that cell phone connection's a tough one, Van. It's
Sure
a tough one
is.
out there at Sandia.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You know how it is when the wind picks up out there.
Yeah.
Kalina, if you could try to reach back out to Darius, we'll see if we can with him. We appreciate you for doing that. Well, and I know what Darius was alluding to. You know, he was saying, you know, both these teams are redefining themselves,
Right.
you know, and that's a tough one. And as you're saying it, are you saying, well, the Lobos then are 2 games better? Are you saying Lobos then should be 3 games better? Are you saying the Lobos probably should be 4 games better considering some of the tough losses? Or are you saying they're actually astronomically better because they got the quarterback play, because they got some good guys at some skilled positions? Like, is that what you're saying? Because if you're saying that, I'll hear that conversation up until 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
After it should be a whooping over this Wyoming Cowboys team. That's what I think has to happen for me to buy into the idea that if these teams are starting in the same place and the Lobos have made so much more progress, you can really only show me in head-to-head.
By the way, friend of the show, don't wait till 6 o'clock to go out there. The game will be very much over. That's going to be a 2 p.m.
Well, that's what I mean,
It's
right?
going to be
No,
2 p.m. Mountain kickoff.
Well, no punchline there. I mean, wrapped. I mean, at the end.
Wrapped. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. But the Lobos are 7.5-point favorites, and that's pretty significant
sure.
for Vegas. Like Mountain West rivals, you know, Wyoming, I do think, while only having 1 win, just like Utah State, are a little bit better than they've shown. Like, don't be dissuaded by this 7.5-point difference in these 2 teams.
Now, Kaylina just whispered something. I believe she said Darius is back. Darius, welcome back to the program. Tough to bring Darius in right now, but we are trying our absolute best as we're excited for his insight. And you know he's going to have a better connection tomorrow over at the stadium, no doubt. You know, the thing about the Lobos, the thing about whenever they go up against competition is they kind of play to that level of competition. You know, we saw that last week, right?
Saw that week 0.
We saw that week 0.
Yeah.
You know, we have seen where it's a team, whenever you look at them on paper, you go, and I was mentioning earlier, the skill guys, the quarterback play,
yeah,
they should be, in my opinion, leaps ahead of where they currently are, even in year 1. And for them to not be there, I don't think it's the guys. You know, I think it's, are they set up for success? Like, can I sit here and tell you with confidence that I know whenever they're approaching fill in the blank opponent that they have a game plan that's going to be successful against them? Or are they a team in year 1 that's trying to figure out themselves? Are they working on their own identity? Are they working on trying to find their own best players as opposed to scheming against? I don't know which is true, but I'm going to tell you at the end of the season, I need to be explained in full which one it was. Because if it's a team specifically making an effort to scheme against and get wins against opponents and failing, I need to know that is different than the team that's really trying to iron out the dudes that they got and the approach that they want to take to make teams scheme against them.
Okay, 3rd time's a charm.
Kalina's welcoming back Darius Walker one more time. Darius, welcome back to the show. Good to have you again.
Sorry about whatever the connection is back and forth. I think the casino doesn't want me to get up from the blackjack table. So
yes, correct.
I think that's probably the issue. They want me back at the table spending money, man.
If you were going to double down on this game tomorrow, give us what you think will be the outcome and tell us how it's going to get there.
Well, listen, I think what's interesting is like both of these teams, despite the records, actually have quite a bit to play for. Because if you're Wyoming, you only have 1 win. So what you're trying to figure out now, Jay Salvell and his staff, is what pieces do we have that are elite? What pieces do we have that will work? And then what do we need to do in the offseason in terms of trying to find new pieces, whether that be new players, whether that be recruiting, out of high school, just like thinking about your team broadly speaking. And so Wyoming's going to have a different quarterback tomorrow than they've had in the past. They've got a new guy starting. They've got one of their running backs back. So they've got a lot still on the line for that team in terms of figuring out its identity and what they're going to bring back in next year. And on the other side for the Lobos, we talked about it a bit, bowl eligibility is on the line. So I think when you look at this game, while it may not be two teams with these big, massive records and a lot of wins on the board, they both have a lot to play for with like a quarter of the season left. So it should be one where I think we'll get the best Lobos. And I also think we'll also see the best Wyoming Cowboys coming to play tomorrow. So that should make for an exciting game, I think, for both sides if you watch it, because even though you've got, again, two teams that don't have a lot of wins, it doesn't mean you can't see a really good football game. So I suspect we'll probably get that tomorrow.
Darius, I know you've seen it in person, and I know you've watched a lot of tape. Tell the Lobo fans and tell the friends of the show what we're seeing out of Devin Dampier.
I think what you're seeing is a quarterback really coming into his own. Now, let's not forget, last year against Wyoming, he was thrust in the game, ironically, against Wyoming last year, and you saw flashes of what we've seen kind of all season. And so, to me, he really is one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in all of the conference. Now, because of NIL, which is a whole different topic, and again, something I wish I had when I was a player back at my Notre Dame days, I would have had a nice coin in my pocket, but with the differences in that now, I think the question that the Lobos have to ask themselves, and really Devin Dampier is going to ask himself, is will someone else, some other team across the country, come and try to take him, offer him more money than he may make from a name, image, and likeness perspective, and give him an opportunity to be a quarterback for their team. So that's the big worry, I think, for Devin Dampier, is that it's clear that he's shown the flashes of greatness on the field for the Lobos. But we're just living in a different era in college football. Is someone else going to come try to steal him? So, we saw Bronco. We got a chance to spend some time with Bronco and the coordinators today. And that's one of the questions is how do you make sure that someone like Devin Dampier is happy here? How do you make sure that you keep him around for another year? Because that the recruitment from other programs across the country, which might mean more money for him and his personal finances, they might offer that to him. How do you keep him here? So they're trying to recruit to keep guys happy and to keep someone like that happy as well. But he's having a pretty good year and has shown flashes of greatness, which is awesome.
You're talking a little bit about that NIL stuff. Van, I don't know if you know, and I don't know if the friends of the show know, whenever Darius came out of high school in Georgia, he was the all-time leading touchdown scorer for single season high school over guys like Herschel. Was it Herschel Walker before you who had it? And you think, well,
Herschel Walker's rushing record.
And you're like, I think NIL would have done you all right, brother, coming out of high school.
That would have been good, man.
Yeah, and that's the conversation. It's like, what's enticing now, right? Like with a guy like Devin Dampier, I think there are tiers, right? You tier out your quarterbacks, right? And then college football, what are you really looking for? You want one of the best 30 in the country. You would settle for one of the best 100. Devin Dampier definitely ranks within that amount. Like, are we talking like a crazy 7-figure number for a college football quarterback? And where do the Lobos come up with that if they have to? If you're going to be a winning team, you got to have a good NIL program.
If you're talking numbers, it's probably in the mid 6 figures in terms of that opportunity, or maybe the lower 6 figures in terms of that opportunity elsewhere. And so, do they match it? But I think what I found in this realm, especially as far as Bronco Mendenhall goes, like he really tries to position his programs about the broader perspective of these student athletes. So yes, you're going to play top-notch football. Yes, you're going to excel as much as you can on the field, but there's like other stuff that's important in terms of your character, in terms of building yourself off the field. Like they told us today, and this is again new news, we'll talk about this a bit tomorrow, but like the football team has the highest GPA this year that they've ever had, ever. And so this is a new coaching staff that has only been here for months. So the fact that they can come in and change the culture in that way, where now these student athletes are doing better in the classroom, they're excelling more in the classroom than they ever had in the history of the football program, that's the difference. And so for Devin Dampier, I think he's going to have to really ask himself, as far as his future goes, fulfillment-wise, what's more important? Because, yes, he could chase the dollar and maybe make more money elsewhere, but is he really going to be under a program and under a staff where development of the whole self is the key and is the important piece? And so he's going to have to ask himself what's more important in terms of that realm. And that's only a question and answer that he and his family will be able to answer for themselves. But it's interesting to think about given the scope and the stage of college football these days.
All right, Darius, Plain Lands, do you go straight to the casino or you stop somewhere like our friends at, Sadie's on 4th Street, or you get some green chili in your system? What does it look like for Darius Walker when he's in Albuquerque?
Oh, man, I go straight to Sandia. I'm happy to report that this is the first stop and the only stop from the airport.
That's so funny. Darius, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for breaking the tackle that was phone service and making sure we scored in this segment. It means a lot to us.
My pleasure, guys. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Have a good broadcast tomorrow, brother. All right, Van. I'm confident in the Lobos. I'm confident in the Lobos tomorrow. Is it because they're the Lobos, or is it because Wyoming is 1-7? It's because Wyoming's 1-7.
Well, for me, it's a mix of both. Because, I had my trepidations going into this season, like I know you did tenfold.
Yes.
You were concerned that after Montana State,
winless. I thought winless
Lobos might not win a game. I had a little more confidence than you. I had more confidence in Bronco, and I had more confidence in Devin Dampier. But, yeah, they handle business at home because Lobo fan got a little taste. They got a little taste of success. Those 3 wins in a row, they get to watch Devin Dampier light up the field. And, hey, 7.5-point favorites, that's pretty significant. You have to handle business. You can't let Wyoming lurk around and have a chance in the fourth quarter. You have to have a 10-point or more lead going into the fourth. I think they will handle business, and I think it's going to be a big New Mexico win with their eyes on 6 wins to finish out the season.
Not to take it too long in this segment, but New Mexico favored heavy at home at the money line at 280. Against the spread, it's the Lobos by 7.5 at home, which translates to 2 scores for friend of the show listening. And,
sure.
And, so that obviously could be as easy as 14 points. And then the over-under 60.5. That seems high. The Lobos didn't score any points last week.
But they scored 53 games in a row before that.
Take the under on this one. I don't expect Wyoming to score. If there is a magic wand that can be waved over this offense to put them back, but you're about to play Wyoming at their highest effort of the year.
Sure.
This is the one they think they can win. Also, I think this rivalry is more important to Wyoming than it is UNM.
Hard agree.
Yeah, I think Wyoming thinks this is a big deal one. Take New Mexico. Take Wyoming with the spread. 7.5 seems like a lot.
So you think Wyoming's going to keep it close in a low-scoring game?
And lose.
All right. I am going the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I think I love Lobos minus 7.5, and I think the Lobos are going to score in the 40s by themselves.
Well, the Lobos have won all 3 games that they've been favored in the money line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Lobos. I like Lobos big.
Wyoming has only won 1 game as an underdog with the spread. I'm sticking with it. My gut is telling me Lobos pull it out. It's too tight. And at the end of it, I'm still going to have questions on Monday. Sunday, I guess, technically, but we're not on air. The next time we do radio or speak.
Dampier throws for 300, runs for 100, 5 tutties.
I usually don't play prize picks on the Lobos.
Yeah.
I tried looking them up today.
Uh-huh.
They're not there. If prize picks is unsure,
yeah,
that's not great for me.
Also, I don't know if the handicapper at Prize Picks can pick up Albuquerque on a map. So there's that too.
Add that to the collection. We'll do our prize picks when we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On live from SafeHouse Distillery. Doors open in 26 minutes unless you come early and Van opens it. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live from SafeHouse. You can come hang out with your boys. The intersection of Gold and 7th. Gonna have a lot of fun here tonight. Time to do some prize picks, man. Prize picks. You want my college football one or you want my NBA one?
Hit me with the NBA.
All right, we're gonna start with NBA. Now, I am a believer.
Oh, good.
But I'm not the only one.
Ah, excellent.
So I went tandems in this one, man.
Okay, I love
Yeah,
tandem.
see what I did there? Lamar Ball and Jason Tatum, more than 53 points.
Mm-hmm.
Barrett and James, so this is the Toronto-Los Angeles game, more than 48.5 points.
Okay.
Young and Fox, more than 53.5 points. That is the Atlanta-Sacramento game. Simmons and SGA, more than 48.5. Not Ben Simmons. Don't be silly.
Oh, goodness.
Thomas and Levine, more than 46.5. That's Brooklyn, Chicago.
Interesting.
And then to wrap it out, I took Ashton Genty, the running back from Boise.
So I just sprinkled in a little Genty, huh?
Yeah, less than 184.5 rushing yards.
Now, hold on. What was that?
I went less.
You went less.
I did against San Diego State.
Because he's going to get 175
in the first half and take him out. Yep.
In the first half, and he won't be playing in the second half. Smart. I like it.
Correct. Also, heads up, when I put in my college football one later, they actually upped his to 190.5. So I took the under on that one too.
Okay.
And then I took Danny O'Neal, the San Diego State quarterback, for less than 181.5 passing yards. That game was tonight. Freddie Brock, the running back for GST, more than 70.5 rush receiving yards. Nick Evers, the quarterback for UConn, more than 0.5 interception. Zach Gibson, I don't think has thrown an interception all season, so I took him for less.
Naturally.
And then Jonah Dalmas, who's the new kicker for Boise, I took him less than 8.5 kicking points because he's never done it.
Okay.
So
first time for everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully not in your case.
So if both hit, it'll be a good weekend for Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I will be referred to as Daddy for the rest of the segment. Daddy Fantasy.
Toronto Raptors have unleashed Grady Dick on the world.
That is true. He's out there. He cannot be stopped.
22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That is my lock.
All right, hold on.
My prize picks lock.
I'm going to do it because you just said that. All right, so points, rebounds, and assists.
I can't implore enough for you to get your hands on this Grady.
All right, so let me see here. I got to get this Grady.
Yeah.
All right,
get that Grady in your hands.
All right, I'm gonna have to
don't let go.
All right, I'm gonna have to Google it. How do you spell his last name? All right, I found it here. Okay,
short for Richard.
Got it. So Grady Dick, 17.5. You took the more.
Well, I took points, rebounds, and assists.
22.5. You took the more.
So good. Love that one.
I like that. All right.
Absolutely.
I now have that one on my my second NBA one of the night. Points, rebounds, and assists is like a tough one.
Yeah. And I got another hot one for you.
Is it going to be Jason Tatum?
LeBron haters are going to love this. Give me less on LeBron James, point, rebounds, and assists. He's been a field general. He's been a court general so far this season. Hasn't really lit it up.
You're talking about LeBron James.
He's let his other teammates do it. He's been racking up the
39?
The rebounds. He's been racking up the assists. And he's hit
the under on that.
Last 4 out of 5. LeBron James, while playing fantastically.
Yeah.
Not scoring a lot of points. I love the less on LeBron.
And I got that one too. All right, I just looked up James, see if there's any Bronnies.
Still haven't seen a Bronny.
All right, I got one here. So 0.5 steals.
For Bronny?
I'm going to take the more.
Is he going to play?
Well, if he doesn't, it gets rebooted anyways.
Okay.
So this seems like a safe move here because
if he plays, he's going for a steal.
He's a defensive machine.
He is.
All right, so give me Bronny James with the more. Oh, I like the way that felt.
Offenses, not so much.
His only one was 3-pointers made, and I don't believe he'll even shoot one.
Maybe one layup after the steal.
A strong possibility. Oh, gosh. You like Cade Cunningham still?
I do. I'm high on him this year.
36.5.
I like the more.
Now, if you want to go up to the Demon, it's 39.5. I think that's too high for him.
I think that's too high.
I think 36.5 is too high.
Contrary to popular, he's going up against the same Lakers.
Now we're talking about
So,
points, rebounds, assists.
They do play some good defense, especially if you put Bronny in there one-on-one.
Yeah, I don't get that steal.
I tried to say it out loud. I couldn't keep a straight face.
Why are
I'm
you being
sorry.
like this about
I'm
him?
Sorry.
He's the best.
I'm sorry. He's going to get his 90 seconds, his 2 minutes.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to turnovers right now. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the player that's going to turn it over to Bronny James. That's a 2-for-1 move.
That's fun.
This is a big brain move.
That's fun.
What I'm doing here. So Toronto is playing the Lakers. So Grady Dick, I've already picked. I can't take him. Davian Mitchell.
Could be.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one, though.
Could be.
It's going to be a tough one. You know who does turn it over, though, is that Jackson Hayes. He turns it over all the time. I'm going to take more on 0.5 turnovers for him versus Toronto.
Okay, I like that a lot.
He low-key just throws it away.
Almost out of spite.
You know who else does, too, is Chet Holmgren. Is he around here on this thing?
I got another gimme if you need to round it out.
Yeah, get it.
It's only a goblin, but that's okay.
Yeah.
0.5 3-pointers made by Portland's Scoot Henderson hits at least one a game.
He's been doing it?
He's got that. Book it.
All right, 3-pointers made. Find that there. You said his name is what?
Scoot. SCOOT.
Is this like a guy from your fantasy team, and that's what you're doing? You're trying to get me to double down?
No, he is not on my fantasy team. He's not good enough to be on my fantasy team, but he is good enough to hit a 3-pointer.
All right, 0.5. Got it. That's a good one. All right, so I need one more to complete my 6-pack. Because, you know, I only play 6-packs, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my
You
stuff.
like the action.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I want to be excited to watch both ends of basketball tonight. So I'm going to go with, like, Dalton Connect. You think he'll get a block or a steal?
Oof.
0.5.
Blocks or steals?
Yeah, he's got to get one.
I think he's going to play more minutes than he usually does, so it gives him more opportunities. Well, that could work.
Okay. But also, you didn't have a ton of confidence in that one?
Not a ton. Not a ton.
I don't think LaMelo is going to pass it tonight. How do you feel if I take the under on rebounds and assists?
If you wanted
13.
rebounds and assists, I do like Cat tonight against Detroit.
13?
13.
I'm going to take the more?
I do like the more.
All right, let's do it.
You know I enjoy
I'm in the mix here.
picking less when it comes to these high numbers.
Yeah.
I
right.
like to root against people sometimes, like not in real life,
Same.
but if I'm like got some skin in the game.
Speaking of skin in the game and rooting, LeBron James told you who he's rooting for on Tuesday. We'll tell you about that whenever we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, live from SafeHouse Distillery, the intersection of Gold and 7th, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're last night, Van, and it's not really a secret to anyone who's aware. Also, some loser out there is going to say Jordan's the GOAT after I say those.
Jordan is the GOAT.
Last night, LeBron James, who regularly has criticized Donald Trump, formally via his social media endorsed Kamala Harris as his candidate and who he is voting for president. The celebrity list is long on both sides. It's long on both sides.
Sure.
Jake Paul showed his support for Trump. Dana White for Trump. If we were doing celebrities, the entire cast of the Avengers for Kamala.
Yeah.
But the other big one was Arnold Schwarzenegger, former Republican governor of California, as we're staying in the world of sports.
If you want to read an objective yet heartfelt diatribe on this coming election, check out Arnold Schwarzenegger's statement.
It was pretty good.
Pretty powerful.
Other side of that coin, Brett Favre has formally endorsed Donald Trump. You remember?
Not a surprise.
He stole $77 million in welfare money from state of Mississippi.
Oh, that's crazy. Donald Trump did something very similar in New York.
I mean, it's to a point now. We almost need like a law. We almost need like a law that's like, hey, the week before, like all politics just have to stop. Like you can go up in two.
Okay.
But then a week before, just be like, all right, it's good. Everyone breathe for a minute.
I'm honestly so excited for it to be over. And we are just a few short days away. But is it going to be over?
Ask Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Ask Harrison Buckner. Ask Hulk Hogan and Mike Tyson and Lawrence Taylor and O.J. Anderson and Don King and Danica Patrick and Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and Mike Wallace, because they're going to tell you it's not over until Trump wins Pennsylvania. But if you ask Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and Magic Johnson and Eagles defensive tackle Thomas Booker and Dawn Staley and Billie Jean King and Ali Krieger and Doc Rivers and Chris Paul and the entire Seattle Storm women's WNBA team and Jerome Bettis and Mean Joe Green, they're going to tell you it's not over until Harris wins Pennsylvania. Sports is politics. I want to be very clear on that.
This the shut up and dribble attitude, or
I think that's called
shut up and tackle, or shut up and hit the baseball, like whatever it is. These athletes, these musicians, these actors, these social media influencers are also citizens.
Yeah,
they're crazy. Their voice does not mean more or less than yours. They just have the platform to be heard.
Continuing, Mel Blount, Emmitt Smith, Kellen Winslow, Andre Tripp, Marv Levy, Alan Page, Drew Pearson, Kenny Houston, Jan Steinert, Calvin Johnson, Robert Brazil, Willie Rolfe, Michael Hayes, Elvin Bethea, Ron Mix. The number of people, in addition to not his fame, but so incredibly important, 50 historically black college university football legends. That was crazy. The different quality of people.
It's wild, isn't it?
Magic Johnson, Billie Jean King. I mentioned Steve Kerr earlier. Candace Parker. The sports team behind Kamala Harris, incredibly different than the one behind Donald Trump.
I mean, you said it, the caliber of people who have publicly supported. Put them side by side. Who do you want your kids to be like?
For the record, Brittany Mahomes endorsed Donald Trump.
There you go.
That explains it all. Tuesday, Van. And then several months of weird lawsuits. And then January 8th. And then January 21st.
Getting closer.
It's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Channel.
Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On Live at SafeHouse, the intersection of Gold and 7th. Van and I have been on the microphone for like 9 hours today. We were out at the Outpost Ice Arenas and we were broadcasting NAPHL hockey all morning long. Us broadcasting hockey is journey.
I mean, we may not be the most informed.
I agree.
We
Keep
may
going.
not be the most experienced.
Also true.
But I'll tell you what, we are the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Rave reviews.
Some reviews.
From the boys.
Well, who are the boys?
People on the interwebs.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this to you. Also, I'm going to get on a little bit of a rant, so I'm sorry to everyone who's about to hear it. If the opportunity arises, no matter what this thing is, Keelan, turn your headphones up. You're going to want to hear this. If the opportunity arises for you to be a professional or for you to be anything short of that, pick professional.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like the expectation to say, yeah, I got it, is not high enough amongst the world. The amount of not my job that existed around this hockey broadcast today could have exploded my mind.
Yeah, well, it almost did.
You know whose job it is to make sure we capture? These are like 18U kids, and on these teams, it's the NHPLA, the National Hockey Prospect League of America.
Mm-hmm.
All of them will go to college and play hockey.
Sure.
They only get 4 years of this. They're 16U and 18U. And you have to capture their memories.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone at any level thinks that underneath that overarching goal of being a pro and capturing these memories for these kids and their families for right now, Van, no. Forever.
Right.
If that is not your top tier, highest expectation of what needs to be done, if you hit me with a good enough for who it's for, I will hate your guts forever. It ends there. With that said, own whatever you do.
Sure.
Be that thing. Move with confidence. Like resolve. Like, and it's infuriating, brother, especially in this world of youth athletics. Kids need effort. Period.
I mean, you could have dissuade families from putting effort into this league in these situations.
Oh, 100%.
With your lack of effort. Many nice people.
Nice is correct.
Many nice
Very good
people.
verbiage.
Nice people said nice things. Effort lacking? Is that a nice way to say it?
I have often been accused of being coarse.
Mm-hmm.
I've often been accused of being rough. I've often been accused of being too sharp.
Mm-hmm.
What I've never been accused of is failing. What I've never been accused of is ignorance.
Yep.
What I've never been accused of is unfairness.
So hold on. Let's add another one. Lack of effort.
No.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
I also don't suffer fools. If you come at me foolishly, I will deflect that. And that's all I'm trying to get to here. We're talking about, and also, by the way, everything with all of these broadcasts we did today, all resolved.
Sure.
Was that based solely off your and I's effort? Solely might be extreme, but primarily led, yes.
I mean, there's a percentage that's insanely close to solely. Yeah.
Just absolutely infuriating to me. Kayleen, you ever show up to sing and you have an expectation that everyone else will have done their job?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do they?
No.
No, they don't.
It's almost like it's lost.
It's an art. It's weirdly an art.
Well, and art's the interesting part, right? Let's use this show for an example. Fred, I don't like the way you talk about sports. Does not mean I suck at talking about sports. Means you do not like it.
Yeah.
That is insanely different. Fred, you didn't prep on the backup quarterback from Wyoming as he's having his first collegiate start maybe ever. You know what? You are correct.
Yeah.
Because you also will not care about him on Wednesday.
Nor will I ever.
Never will the time come where you go to a friend and say, hey, you know what tidbit of information Fred and Van gave me on 2 Men On? That's absolutely a game changer, vital to my braggadocious behavior about certain sports topic.
Yeah.
I'll never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever say that.
Yeah, when you hit Grady Dick's more for points, rebounds,
Yeah, his
assists,
parlay. Yeah.
tell your friends.
But what you will say is you'll say, hey, that Fred Slow, that big SLB, he's funny. He gives me emotion.
Sure.
You know where else you don't get emotion in your life? Stupid, boring job when your coworkers don't do theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, this makes me so mad. But it can all be fixed with a little bit of effort. If the least you can give is effort.
Oh, that's all anyone asks.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
If the reason we failed is we by choice didn't give effort, I'm not just talking about your job. I'm talking about for others. Give that effort. Be successful. At the thing you're trying to do, maybe not. At giving effort, yes.
Sure. Not everyone's blessed with talent.
Oh, hey,
You know-
I'm the first one to raise my hand.
You know what everyone can be blessed with?
A little bit of effort.
Patience, understanding, and you said it, especially effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Those first two I struggle with.
When you're
We all-
bombarded by the lack of the
Yeah.
third one.
Oh, I can't believe you were worried about failing and did nothing to prepare to not fail. That's
wild.
crazy.
Bonkers.
That's wild.
Bonkers.
Like a little deer in headlights moment. Many of them.
You're the worst.
No, I'm a space cadet. That's different. I put in effort. It just doesn't always go. in
Oh,
the
I've
right
not
direction.
seen this defense before. That I'm not bad. I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
realize
I'm
you don't
not-
realize how smart that
Yeah,
is.
you
Johnny.
should have seen the stock I came from.
No, really, you should.
My Murray and dad never even heard me sing one time. That's what that is. That's the thing too with like anytime you're creating like a piece of content that's going to be consumed by others, make that thing consumable. Make it easy. Make it accessible. You want to put out a podcast? Yes. Don't put out one that has a clicking noise or an echo or a fuzz or you know why? Because you'll fail. Because there's people not doing that. There are people putting the effort. You want to record audio? Record your audio. You want to record your song? Record your song. Do it to the best of your abilities. And if you cannot learn better abilities, also broadcast your games from home. You want to get into sports broadcasting? Sit down in front of the game, press mute, do it yourself.
Sure.
Record that thing.
That's how I learned baseball.
That's how you learned it?
Mhm.
How old was I when I first called baseball? 18? I must have been 18. I think I'm lying. I think I was 19. I was 19 when I called my first baseball game. That's very close to 18. And I believe I was terrible. And then I went out and I did the second game of the doubleheader where I was a little less terrible.
Yep.
And also like blend all those aspects. Like not to harp on this hockey thing today. Also, we're going to be broadcasting hockey all weekend long. Come hang out with us at the Outpost. We're very
fun.
funny. We're so funny.
Yeah, we're very entertaining. Also, talented kids out there.
Super good hockey players.
I'm sorry to keep calling 18-year-olds kids, but it's 18 and under.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Probably kids.
Yeah.
But learn all the aspects of it. Like you want to be a professional singer, learn how your equipment works. Like you want to work in the world of radio, learn how your equipment works. You want to be the best at your job. I don't know what your job is. Name a job. Forklift operator? Give me the sit down. Give me the electric. Give me the gas. Give me the stand up. Give me the what are those ones called? The long ones where the teeth are longer, extendable.
Mm-hmm.
Give me all of them. Like go learn all of those things. Become the best at it. Because what else are you doing? What else are you doing? Not my job. Oh, okay. You know where not my job gets you?
Not a job.
Roasted.
Oh, good job.
I had a moment today broadcasting this hockey stuff. And by the way, the Outpost, great.
Oh,
None of this is on the Outpost.
fantastic facility.
Like helpers over there.
Yeah.
Smart people. Answering phone calls, bright and early in the morning, handing out everything. It's NAHLPA stuff, though. So we're talking to the representative who I can't figure out the printer. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, if you are going to bother to bring a printer all the way across the country, at least know how the damn thing works.
It's very helpful.
So I said this phrase, Kayleen. I said, brother, within your organization or the Ice Wolves organization or anyone here in Albuquerque, I'm the most capable human being you will find. If you want my phone number, I will give it to you and I will help you. And he said, why would I need it? And I said, because you just asked that question. That is
So you
why
were offering to help with the printer.
I would help
You know,
with anything.
those 3 problems in a row that we just fixed for you. That's a good reason.
Just
Fun
foolish.
fact, I used to work for the Outpost.
Yeah, all kids did.
Yeah, I wasn't a kid. It was a little awkward, but I was not the oldest person there.
Well, no, adults work there. Van and I just worked there
Yeah.
earlier today. We're 40.
Yeah, there's like it's like teenagers and then like 40.
I
and
also
then randomly someone in their 20s.
I also don't at all care about your age at a place. Like you can be super young, first day kid, and suck.
Yeah.
But if you're given effort,
Yeah.
you can be old head, there forever, know every trick and trade. But if you don't give any effort,
Mhm.
miss me.
Saw a lot of that today.
Oh my God. Fired up.
Okay.
And guess who took it with a grain of salt, remained professional,
The whole time.
put out the effort, and did their
Yeah.
job.
My go-to phrase. Thank you for that insight, but can we please resolve this issue? Because I don't care about whatever you're talking about.
A little off topic, but thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you know, Fred's supposed to be this. I don't really operate in supposed to's.
Dang. It's not. Let's move past that. We're not dealing with supposed tos. We're not dealing with
No.
mightas. We're not dealing with maybes.
Shouldas.
We have a
Okay.
goal.
Yeah.
We're going to hit that goal.
Do you know what we all have? The exact same resources at our disposal.
Ooh,
Let's utilize them. Let's go.
not a printer.
No, not a printer. We had to go to the studio earlier this week. I love going to the studio. Also, I'm down like 35 pounds.
Yeah.
So we go into the studio and all these people are like, Brad, you're looking good. What's going on? I go, crippling diabetes. Thanks.
Yeah.
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 Thanks for asking.
Potential deathbed stuff.
Yeah. You know what? A thing I did to myself, type 2.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not the genetic one.
No.
It's a self-inflicted one.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the,
You had the nom 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 one.
I was really struggling with some stuff.
Sure.
And I love drinking carbs.
Ooh, man.
Put those in me.
Yeah. It's like a big old can of bread that makes you
Yeah.
happy.
The happiest.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Well, if it has sugar, it's insanely sweet. But
even
yes.
better.
Yeah. We go to the studio. Sit down and start doing whatever. Can't log into the computer. I think I have a moment where I go, it's over. I'll never be able to access this network. Call IT. They come over. They go, well, idiot, let me fix it. First of all, love that.
Yeah.
Yes, because I
Helps.
am an idiot. In
Yeah.
fact,
I like a little brevity in a situation.
it's the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hard. Anything that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for letting me rant for a second. When we get back from the break, lots of football this week, and we're going to tell you what is and what isn't worth watching. We're at SafeHouse also. Come hang out with us. We're here up until 7 o'clock tonight. Doors are officially open. Looks like they have, is this Ace Ventura on TV?
That is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, on the television.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Finkel's Einhorn.
Tune in on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Channel. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live at SafeHouse.
I do feel safe here.
It used to be a bank, I think.
Did.
Is that true?
I used to be a safe house where they would store things from a bank.
Oh, with Denzel Washington.
Safes and safes and safes.
So not with Denzel Washington.
Talking about the greatest actor ever.
Denzel Washington, best actor ever.
So darn cool.
So darn clever. I am. All right, we got some games for you.
Okay.
I want to start with the Dallas Cowboys and Atlanta Falcons. They're playing this Sunday. It is the 11 a.m. start. I feel like these two teams never play each other. I don't know why that's in my heart. I know it has to be every 4 years because that's how they do the divisions.
Correct.
But they're never like similar in standings, so they never play like those games against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're not marquee, either of them. So you don't put them up against each other for any reason. Atlanta fan does not care about football the way that they care about Georgia football, the way that they care about the Atlanta Braves, the way that they care. It's probably better than the Hawks. It's better than the Hawks.
It's a new day in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans there.
It's probably one of, if not the best home field advantage in football right now. They get loud. They have fun. They know how to party.
Hold up.
And the best thing about Atlanta is, oh God, I'm going blank. Arthur Blank.
Going blank.
Yeah, God, that's fantastic. Arthur Blank makes it affordable for families.
Yeah, all that's nice.
Price gouge you.
All right.
So a lot of people who wouldn't be there otherwise in a lot of other cities and stadium show up to Atlanta and have fun.
Him and Home Depot endorse Trump, so be right for that. So Atlanta, I think, has played 6. This will be their 8th game.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 of 8, and it will be 6 of 9 at home. That's the reason it seems like home is a big deal. Home is not a big deal because their fans aren't their fans. Everyone else goes down there because of all the things you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up that part of town, the low cost of being inside the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get it.
Cheap beer, food, and snacks.
Yeah. And
also every stadium should do that.
And strip
It
clubs.
shouldn't just be all corporate entities inviting their clients. Like regular, average, for real football fans should be able to afford to go to a game.
Adult entertainment in Atlanta is the best one.
Never been.
I have. It goes in this order.
Okay.
Number 1, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, East St. Louis.
Oh, really?
Trust me.
Okay.
Number 3, Sin City.
I hear Jacksonville goes pretty crazy.
I've also heard Jacksonville goes crazy.
I have no data, but a lot of people who are connoisseurs of the cabaret tell me that Jacksonville goes hard.
You and I have spent a weird night together in San Antonio. I have spent weird nights in Houston.
Proof.
Chicago, super soft. Don't go there. San Francisco, soft. Oakland, not soft. Oakland goes good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wouldn't know.
I would. I'm going to tell you this. The Falcons are favored at home by 3, and that's just to make those who bet interested in betting on the Cowboys because it's not going to be that close. There is no running game at all in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback does not have his stuff together. There's no number 2 wide receiver. They have a bad owner. Atlanta will win easily at home against the Dallas Cowboys this weekend.
Here we are starting off with some agreement here.
Don't watch it.
We don't often do.
No.
It is very watchable because it is the Dallas Cowboys. And whether you are a Cowboys fan, and they are so many of them, either want to see the Cowboys win or you want to see them lose embarrassingly. And I think it's going to be more of the latter on Sunday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, as Atlanta will control the ball.
Yeah.
They have a better defense. They're going to force Dak Prescott to throw because, like you mentioned, they don't have a running game.
No.
It will be close-ish, but Atlanta will handle business. And I do think this game is watchable.
It's going to be a tough week for a Dallas Cowboy fan wife. Sunday will be tough. Tuesday will be tough. It's going to be a hard one. Do they play on Thursday Night Football? Do they get like the triple disappointing week?
I'm unsure.
Yeah, you should not know who plays next Thursday.
Yeah, I'm 1 week at a time, baby.
The Buffalo Bills are favored by 6 against Miami. Oh, man. It opened at 3. I mean, this one's not worth watching. Miami is so bad. I don't really get it. I think the stuff with Mike McDaniel might have been a fluke, which I feel weird about saying. Buffalo is that good with the run game now. Their quarterback is that good. Buffalo going away. You might even see backups in this one.
This is one of those weird ones. Divisional game, the Dolphins back are up against the wall. If the Dolphins lose this, their season is basically over. The Dolphins lose this, they kind of have to win out. If they win this and they have a divisional tiebreaker, et cetera, their season still hangs in the balance. Miami loses, it's over. So I do kind of like Miami plus 6. If I get Miami plus 7.5, I am super in on taking Miami in the points because every game is their last game from here on out for the Miami Dolphins. The Bills are a significantly better team. I think the Dolphins will keep it close. I mean, is this game watchable? Bills fans, sure. Dolphins fans, sure. AFC playoff prognosticators, sure. People who
no one is going to watch the
people
Bills.
who watch NASCAR for the wrecks, sure.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see what happens to Tua if he gets licked again? Like,
no
sure.
one, Van, is watching the Buffalo Bills against the Dolphins to say, remember what the Bills did against the Dolphins.
Right.
Not real.
So many people drafted Josh Allen as their number 1 fantasy quarterback, so people are going to watch solely for that reason as well.
I say just watch your app update. Cincinnati is hosting Las Vegas. Cincinnati's like winning games. Cool. Joe Burrow versus Gardner Minshew. A lot of people will call him mismatch. Cincinnati's favored by a score, brother. They're favored by 7. I just don't think this is the day at all for Vegas. Not just bet for Cincinnati, bet against Vegas. I think all 3 of these thus far are not worth watching, and they're all blowouts.
I agree with you on this one. Joe Burrow, despite the middling results of the Cincinnati Bengals, has been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Doesn't have the results on the win category to match, but statistically, he's having a great season. It's fun to watch. Will his weapons come through for him? That's the question. I do think Cincinnati covers. And as far as the question goes, is this game watchable? I mean, Jamar Chase touchdown catches on the red zone. Is that watchable? Hell yeah. Watching every snap of this game miss me hard.
Oh, man, miss me harder. The Cleveland Browns, which we talk about again, are playing the Los Angeles Chargers. It is in Cleveland. The Chargers are favored on the road. I don't like Justin Herbert. I do not think he's good. I do not think he is a winner. I do not think he sets his team up for success. He's going to beat Cleveland unless their quarterback, Jameis Winston, is Jameis Winston of no turnover. If he's Jameis Winston of no turnover, Cleveland wins this one. This one is worth watching, Van. It's my first one of the weekend, is I think you could have Cleveland in the upset if Jameis Winston plays. He doesn't have to play 300-plus yards like he did last week. But if he's like a 250, no turnovers, it's in the mix for Cleveland.
I'm a big Jameis guy. I'm glad they got rid of you-know-who. And Justin Herbert is better than he's been playing. As far as must-see TV, miss me with that. I love me some Jameis. Cool dude, funny dude. Significant step up from the previous guy. But Cleveland got their big win. Cleveland rallied around Jameis and upset the Ravens last week. The magic got wasted on that 1 week. It's going to be back to normal, business as usual. Cleveland's going to choke it away at home. The Chargers will win. And, I mean, come on. Unless you're a hardcore fan of one of these two teams, I don't know how watchable this game is.
It's just I think it's worth giving it a shot because it's the only one where I can't tell you I'm really in favor of someone. Because even in the next one, Tennessee and New England, with Drake May, I think officially being ruled out today.
Yeah.
This one's Tennessee all day.
Right.
This is, I guess Will Levis is still up in the air on if he's the guy.
I think they're significantly better team with Rudolph. Will Levis seems like a cool, fun dude. He's got like Garner Minshew vibes without the sweet mullet and mustache.
Oh, wait, because he made one joke about mayonnaise?
I mean, if that's the way you want to look at it, sure, but I think it's more than that. But I think Mason Rudolph is significantly a better quarterback to lead the Tennessee Titans. And if they do go with Mason Rudolph, I believe they will be the Patriots at home.
I also believe the Patriots will lose on the road against Tennessee. I'm going to tell you it's not worth watching.
Same.
The Giants are chasing points at home against the Washington Guardians. The Guardians are favored by 4. They won on a final play last week. They got a big-time quarterback. The Giants are booty. It is Washington going away in this one, and it's not worth watching.
Hey, is Jaden Daniels going to be the starter? That's the question. If he plays, which I do think he will.
That's my understanding.
I mean, he's still on the injury report, but he's trending towards playing. If Jaden Daniel plays and plays all 4 quarters, they will demolish the Giants.
Also, I think he won Rookie of the Week again.
Week. He's won every week except for one.
Who won that week?
Not a clue.
Nice. I'm going to tell you why you need to watch Carolina and New Orleans, okay?
Okay, please do.
First of all, NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen.
Oh, yep, correct.
New Orleans, on the road, favored on the road, and Bryce Young is back. He'll get the start over Andy Dalton. He's got the time to figure it out. He has a chance to avenge a 37-point loss he suffered to New Orleans in the season opener.
Yepers.
And Derek Carr is under center for the Saints. I think the Saints cover. I think Carolina doesn't lose by 37. Also, I had to put Bryce Young as my starting quarterback in fantasy. So
that hurt.
That's the truth on why I'm watching. It's for my fantasy team.
If the Panthers are able to keep up with the Saints, it's not going to be because of Bryce Young. It's going to be because of their other rookie. I mean, Bryce Young's not a rookie anymore, but he's playing like one. Jonathan Brooks is finally going to make his NFL debut.
Oh, is that a fact?
That is correct. He is an absolute stud. Bijan Robinson's backup at Texas did some dirty work in college football for a few games before he got injured, but he is absolutely the truth. He can ball out. I don't know if he's going to be on a snap count. I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count, carry count in the game against the Saints, but if you want to watch like somebody make their debut, it's going to be this kid. He's going to be a baller in the NFL.
I like that. When we get back from the break, we continue down the NFL weekend that is this upcoming weekend. You listen to 2 Men On live from SafeHouse Distillery. We're obviously hanging out the intersection of Gold and 7th. Come down, profit share. Is that what we're thinking, man?
I do some profit share bourbon.
It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
This report
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Tubman On. We're live at SafeHouse Distilling. It's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, 505-881-0422. Reach out to Isham Dental at ishamdentalabq.com. Get that exclusive offer, free exam and x-ray. Van, as of today, I have brand new dental insurance, so it's burning a hole in my pocket.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Or it's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
Let's talk about the strange and fun correlation between Washington's football team and U.S. presidential elections. The rule is simple. From 1936 to 2000, if Washington won the last home game before the U.S. presidential election, the incumbent party won. So, for example, in FDR's second, third, and fourth election victories, Washington won the last home game. Even when newspapers got it wrong, this rule got it right, and it continued all the way to the year 2000. Last Sunday, the Washington Commanders won on a Hail Mary at the last second, which, according to the rule, means a Harris win. While the rule has been unreliable since 2000, a last-minute score may be a good analogy for how the votes are counted. Let me explain. In 2020, early counting seemed to favor Trump, especially in Georgia, where red counties were counted first. But eventually, as more blue counties were counted, Biden ended up winning by a few thousand votes. It was like Biden went on a run in the final minutes of the game. A football game isn't 1 3/4. Elections work the same way. This is why it's so important to pay attention to where the votes are coming from and what percentage has been counted. So it'll likely be a few days before we know who won all 4 quarters.
There you go. Thank you to the Washington Post for that one, Van. Even though they would not formally endorse a single candidate, and that's the way the politics work now because everything is owned by multi-billionaires. There you go.
Republicans buy sneakers too. Republicans buy newspapers too. Something, blah, blah.
Something defense contracts for Jeff
This
Bezos.
is like correlation does not equal causation.
What?
I think this is just a random fact
I just thought it was kind
that
of fun.
somebody dug up.
Got it from the Washington Post.
Okay, if the Indianapolis Colts backup running back has more than 12.5 yards
Edgerrin James?
in an election year, then usually the Republican Party wins. I mean, come on, dude.
I just thought it was.
Who found this in the first
I
place?
just told you it's Washington Post.
Well, whom within the Washington Post is searching through stacks and stacks and stacks of stats,
FDR apologist.
looking for some kind of reason to tie football into a political election?
I mean, I'm trying to do it right
It's a
now.
reach. I mean, it's a
trying
reach.
to do it right now.
It's a reach. It's a super hard reach. It's an insanely double-fisted reach.
Like reaching with 2 hands.
Mm-hmm.
Think your strong hand too.
Yes, both, please.
You can vote over the weekend. Early voting is now open. I'm going to vote on Tuesday. I'm a Tuesday guy.
Same. I love going out
Yeah.
on election day.
We were driving back
Oh,
from
I
the
could be amongst the peeps.
We were driving back from the Outpost Ice Arenas, to the show today, and there was a bit of a line around the voting station on Montgomery and Tramway. So if you're going to get out early. Also, a bunch of different locations around the city and state. You can vote at any of them. It's incredible. You're not registered at a certain one. There's not any sort of barriers. Kaylina, how old are you?
Doesn't matter. Just kidding. Old enough to vote.
Well, yes, obviously, but have you voted in a presidential election before?
I did last election.
Oh, how
That was my first
fun.
time.
Yeah.
I opted out of my first one because I was like, I'm 18. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Still
But,
counts. Your vote still counts.
Well, okay. I felt at the time that since I didn't understand the complexities, I would just be like throwing my vote away. Like, oh, I just did what someone else told me and I wasn't about that. So I chose to abstain at the time.
Did somebody tell you to abstain?
What's going on here?
No.
Yeah, that's what it
That
is.
was me. I was going to say, I don't think anybody says to abstain. Everyone's like, vote. It's the only thing we have.
No. Lots of people tell other people to not vote.
Yeah.
Well, I was not around this.
It's called the Green Party.
It was a pure coincidence.
You
And
know
I
what-
did not tell anyone else to do.
If you want to know more about the Green Party, you can learn about them every 4 years. The
Wait, the
only
what party?
time they, yep, 100%.
Okay.
That's how it works. So you don't think because the Washington Guardians won their final home game of the season that the Democratic Party is going to win on Tuesday? That's what you're saying?
No, I don't think
don't
it
think
matters
that's-
at all
okay.
whatsoever.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess we're just throwing science out.
Recording statistics of people playing a game.
Yeah, in Washington, which is a big part of the election.
Well, I mean, it's where the White House is,
Yeah, that's like huge too.
where they go to work.
What about the Capitol building? I think that's there too.
It's not the only place people vote.
A Washington Monument,
It's a reach.
Lincoln Memorial.
It's a big old reach.
That's all I have to say
Well,
about
it's kind
that.
of cool. I mean, it's kind of cool that somebody found it. Like, that's a really freaky statistic. Well, pretty wild. Does it matter?
Does Washington win at home a lot?
This year they do with Jaden Daniels. I'll tell you that much.
I just hope that Washington gets 4 more wins. 4 more wins.
Mhm.
4
Yeah.
more wins.
I think it's a secret as to who we're rooting for, or more importantly, who we are rooting against.
I'm going to tell you this. I am just rooting that everyone exercises their ability to. That's all that matters to me. But also,
Go vote, Kaylina.
I see a lot of people vote for Dallas Cowboys as America's team, and they're not. They are not that. It's the Washington Guardians.
For now, some might say the New England Patriots took that from the Cowboys quite some time ago.
Also,
Some might say the Buffalo Bills took that from the Patriots quite recently.
what about Kansas City, though?
Oh, everybody hates Kansas City. There's no way that's America's team.
I can't argue with the simplicity of that thought, but I don't want to just accept that everyone.
Is it simplicity?
If you look me in the eye right now and say all my homies hate Kansas City,
Oh, they do. They very much do.
you know who doesn't hate them?
Oh, Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Chiefs fans stuck it out forever.
No one's just like, meh. NFL cheats for them every year.
Yeah, regularly.
0 holding penalties in all their Super Bowl wins. Like, surprise, surprise.
They wear
another,
red.
Another pass interference.
Harrison
on a game-winning
Buckner.
touchdown drive. Yeah. Harrison Butner keeping people in the kitchen against their own will.
It's wild.
Like Buffalo Bill.
Hey, he doesn't want you to vote, Kaylina. Put him on the list.
Sounds good. Take
No.
your word for it.
No,
Let's
he's
try.
bad.
Oh, he's bad.
I believe you. I haven't heard anything yet, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
It's not too late to read up on it.
So, Kaylina, if you're saying you need help voting in your first presidential election,
Oh yes, that's exactly what I was saying.
it's not hard. You go down to the polling center. There's a bunch of laws that make it safe and inviting and warm. I mean, it might be physically cold outside. Wear a jacket.
Not so bad.
Not since global warming.
Right.
There's no snow on Mount
Is
Fuji.
there a winter? Is there going to be a winter this year?
Years ago, I heard it was coming, and then I waited and I waited and I waited, and the whole time, the three-eyed crow could have just flown into the Ice King's heart, and he didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
Didn't make any sense.
Yep.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
the kid who see the future didn't see the future in that one moment, like the most important moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It would get
He made
cloudy.
a really good
Pretty
point
dumb.
that he could not
Bad
rule
writing.
in for many reasons, and then he did anyway.
He became king of Westeros,
Yeah. after he said kid.
which in hindsight, not that great of an accomplishment, because if you remember, lots of ships came from other places. Do they not have a king?
Like Chiefs champion ships.
Robert Baratheon? It's 2 and on. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. As we lead up to the 6 o'clock hour, we got more NFL games to cover. We'll do it. And the next one, Prize Picks, is underway for us. Good start for me, Van. I don't know how your picks are looking.
Ooh, tell me about it.
I'm not trying to be braggadocious.
Oh, I see.
It's just added a little bit of fun to my existence. You know what I mean?
Good. Everybody needs that.
To have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Life can be fun.
What part?
The majority of it.
I agree with that. I agree with that completely. That is an interesting one, right? Especially as it relates to sports. There's a Dallas Cowboy fan right now who tomorrow, which I mean Sunday, is willing to have their entire day ruined.
Sure.
When the Cowboys lose.
Win. Yes. Win. W-H-E-N. The Cowboys lose, not W-I-N, which they will not be doing for quite some time. As I see the Cowboys not only losing Sunday, but taking 3 more L's in a row after this and getting themselves a new football coach.
Nothing is allowed to be that much of an authority of your happiness.
Ooh, definitely that.
Just nothing.
This is entertainment.
That's all it is. Kurt Cobain said it. We are all just entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give that thing more stock in your life than what it deserves. Also, it's like a beautiful day today in November.
Wild.
Wow. You know how
It is
fun
wild.
the tailgate tomorrow is going to be for UNM Lobos?
Dare I say fantastic?
Do you know how perfect soccer is going to be in the first playoff game ever for the New Mexico United at home?
Dare I say amazing?
It's incredible, dude. Like, we're sitting here in the most beautiful place on earth. Don't tell anyone.
Sure. Yeah. Keep it to us. It's just us.
That's our thing. All these people are in town today for hockey.
Mm-hmm.
They said, that mountain's beautiful. I said, no, it's not.
Oh.
Yeah, go back to
Don't ever go see it.
back to New Jersey. Don't go up to the top. It's very disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Don't have our delicious Southwestern food here.
You kept saying
beautiful, beautiful New Mexican dishes are not for your bland New Jersey palate.
I was talking to a lady from New Jersey, and she says, why does your friend keep saying Boo Earns?
We love our new friends from New Jersey. We are joking.
Yeah.
But also don't move here.
And pork rolls.
Yeah. Go back. Some gabagool.
What is that? Is that
Capicola?
What is that?
Some nice cured Italian spicy meats.
Is that like a pork roll?
It's kind of like a salami's more distinguished cousin.
Oh, I bought that when I got a charcuterie board one time.
You did. You got some. Yep.
Was it salty?
Got a little, super salty. Got a little bit of spice to it.
I think it has a salted crust too.
Oily and fat. Very fat and oily.
It was good, dude.
It's good. It's good.
If you come back from New Jersey, bring that.
Gabagool.
Wrap it around a green chili, put it in your mouth.
Yes.
2 Men On live from SafeHouse, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Network.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, welcome back to the program where during the break, instead of talking about NFL football, we were talking about the best female rock and roll singers of all time.
We did.
I don't think we can give you like a top 30 countdown or anything of that nature, but I think we can be in the mix on some stuff, okay?
Okay.
Also, it's Friday, and it's kind of a figure it out Friday, so if you got a problem with it, 505-246-0610. I need to apologize. I think it's Stevie Nicks. Because during the break,
it's a good answer.
you said Janis Joplin.
And I think it's Janis Joplin, gold, silver, and bronze.
I think she's barely top 10.
That is wild.
Are you sure? You put her like a Courtney Love or like a Pat Benatar. Where do you put her compared to them?
Janis Joplin?
Yeah.
Literally number one.
I don't think so.
I wasn't joking or being ironic. Like, there's some greats. Patti Smith, amazing.
Kaylina, welcome to the conversation.
Debbie Harry.
I was double checking.
We did this to engage you.
But I think all of these are. Oh, thank you. I was going to say these are all pretty tied. I would vote Stevie Nicks personally.
Patti Smith is not it. That's Blondie, right?
No,
that's Debbie Harry. Patti Smith is Horses.
She was in a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
No,
it's not Patti Smith. It's not Debbie Harry. It's Stevie Nicks. It's not even Joan Jett. The Runaways, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, both great.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, though, and then her solo releases, Stevie Nicks is like royalty.
Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album, beginning to end, is fantastic.
Yeah.
But all their other albums, if Stevie Nicks isn't singing, miss me with it. I don't like Fleetwood Mac songs when there's a dude singing.
Same.
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep. 100%.
No, thank you.
Obviously.
Or some like 8-minute instrumental. Like, save that for like your drug-fueled orgy parties. But like, give me Stevie Nicks singing beautiful songs. Also, the answer is still Janis Joplin.
Yeah, they're both fair choices.
Kind of a hybrid, kind of a crossover.
Noted.
Tina Turner.
Oh, Tina Turner's in the mix because that's
in the mix.
That's like soul-filled rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The greatest rock and roll song of all time is "The Chain" by Fleetwood Mac. Therefore, by default, the greatest rock and roll singer and also greatest female vocalist in rock and roll is Stevie Nicks.
The Chain is not the greatest rock and roll.
What are you going on about, dude?
Just because you keep saying it does not make it true.
Yeah, I mean, I really love The Chain.
It's a great song.
I don't know if it's like the best. Do I have an alternative at the moment?
No, you don't, because you can't. It's the greatest rock and roll song. What was the name of the girl that joined Jefferson Airplane?
I wouldn't know.
Slick, Gracie Slick, pretty good, but she's not Stevie Nicks. And I might even Ann Wilson from Heart. The list is long, brother. Like, I don't think Joplin's where you think she is.
Dude, I got Landslide above The Chain. I got Rhiannon above The Chain.
Landslide by my friend Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, did he cover that?
He covered that. That was a big deal.
That's really neat.
He did well with that.
I got Dreams above The Chain.
Courtney Love.
And then The Chain. It's like they're right there, though. Courtney Love for a minute. Kind of on top of the world.
What's the name of the girl in Garbage?
Okay, see, you beat me to it.
What was her name?
Way underrated. Not related to Marilyn, but Shirley Manson. Shirley Manson.
And she's Scottish.
Killer. Stone cold killer. Fantastic.
Whenever she hits you with, I'm only happy when it rains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She had like a beautiful tint to the voice and also can like just straight up sing.
The list is short, though, and falls off substantially. Because if you come at me with any sort of weird stuff like a Gwen Stefani, I'm going to tell you why that's pop. You come at me with, what's the name of that crap girl from Paramore? Haley Williams. That stuff sucks.
That's that kind of like flew under my radar. I didn't know how big and popular Paramore was
unnecessarily
until I heard it, and I'm like, why is this in my ears? This is awful.
It's awful.
It's bad. Still, it's Janis Joplin.
I'm going to say it's Stevie Nicks.
Okay, I can't disagree with Stevie Nicks because I would have her number 2.
Carole King.
Top 10.
Yeah, Carol King.
Oh,
Pretty awesome.
You know we did on accident.
What?
Ann Wilson, Linda Ronstadt, Stevie Nicks,
Say that again.
Pat Benatar. It's like a 70s Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
That's where you have to draw from. Like no Melissa Etheridges, no Alanis Morissettes. I don't currently know who's in the game. Miss me with anyone who is not biologically born a woman and is now claiming to be a woman or any of that stuff.
Does that exist?
Isn't that a bunch of that stuff now?
Are one of them in the conversation?
No,
'Cause
they're not in mine.
I'll entertain it, but I don't have an answer from that genre.
That would be new to me, but
Veruca Salt, is that a thing?
So Susie Sue,
Sheryl Crow.
way underrated. Not on my Rushmore, but deserving of praise.
Laura Jane Grace is who I was going with.
Okay.
Laura Jane Grace.
Kalina, you mess with the Banshees? Is that on your radar?
yeah, I know it is. We're reaching the point where I know their music, but I get them mixed. Like I have always been terrible about knowing the artist to the song, if that makes sense.
Okay. You're just about the songs themselves. You like the standalone songs.
Well, I think I would totally be into these albums. It's just that when I was growing up and mostly listening to this music and ingraining it so I can like sing it, know all the words, but like I didn't have an album. I didn't know what it was attached to. And now we have streaming services and I'm just lazy and I forget to look them up. I don't know.
Fair.
I don't even know that I love this. Of course I love the song. I probably would love the album.
I'm a big modern, like not on Rushmore, but like modern, like right now. Big fan of St. Vincent. St. Vincent, insanely talented.
Yeah, but are you calling that rock? Because I would call that like Stop and Holler, or I would call that like Americana.
Oh, no. You must be thinking of somebody else. St. Vincent's like a rock and roll guitarist. Like writes all of our own music, all of our own lyrics, plays guitar and sings. Insanely talented.
I feel like the definition of these genres are always eluding me. Like I feel like you can cross between Americana, like some people can call that rock as well. I don't even know in my experience. I mean, Google called Stevie Nicks country when I checked the last couple of times. I was offended. I was like, what genre is Stevie Nicks? And Google was like country. And I was like,
No.
They're just messing with you.
Yeah.
Google was like, I'm gonna play a prank today. We're gonna see how many people I can really.
They're going for engagement on that one. They're trying to piss off somebody.
It's just an underserved part of music is all I'm trying to get to. Because I just pulled up a list and I'm feeling a fool. Aretha Franklin has done rock and roll. And that kind of puts the whole conversation to bed, right?
I mean,
I would not put her in rock and roll.
it makes me want to look it up. I clearly haven't heard.
I mean, come on. Her nickname is literally the Queen of Soul. But you can't put her in the rock and roll genre when she's known for being the Queen of Soul.
I mean, so good at everything.
Like, put her in a box, right? I mean,
Yeah,
artists are artists. They jump on genres.
Heads up, I was thinking of St. Lucia. And that's all over my Spotify stuff.
Oh, goodness. I don't know what that is.
It's like an alternative indie kind of thing. So that's my fault.
Okay.
I did have that confused.
Yeah. I don't think St. Vincent would be on your radar. It's kind of alternative-ish, indie-ish, kind of pinkies out hipster-ish.
I just named those two things.
Insanely talented.
Literally those exact two things. Also, I do know St. Vincent because of Chapel Roan, because they're both from the same city and they're like friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
There you go. Little Tulsa connection.
I just learned what a Chapel Roan was a couple weeks ago. That was thrust upon me.
From who?
I didn't ask.
Who told you?
My algorithm,
It was
apparently.
me.
Yeah?
Because I kept, whenever you would walk away, I would whisper it to your phone.
Okay. Well, congratulations. It worked.
I actually didn't listen. Like, she kind of blew up on TikTok or whatever, and so I kind of had heard of her. And then my brother pestered me like 2 weeks in a row. He's like, "Have you listened to the album?" And I was like, "Okay." And apparently, his favorite song is "Pink Pony Club," which I was like, I can't complain about that.
Are we still talking about Chapel Roan?
No, well, yes, we're talking about Chapel Roan.
Okay, because I
Not
don't know
her
any
I
of
would
those
say
references.
I would say underinterested is not just Van and I, but our audience and your brother's favorite Chapel Roan song.
Mm.
But I will say this: to watch Van squirm.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I was just
scouring the depths of my brain
Yeah.
for what that was. Couldn't
Here's-
come up with it.
Here's
Good
how
to see her.
here's how underserved women are in rock and roll.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you a little list. You tell me where women. If you think it's Janis Joplin, I personally think it's Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
You tell me where they slide into this list, okay? Tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Freddie Mercury,
Not a woman.
Mick Jagger,
Still also not a woman.
Robert Plant,
Okay, these people aren't women.
Roger Daltrey,
Okay, we're doing a new conversation here. What are we
John
doing?
Lennon,
Okay.
Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
Elvis,
Yeah.
Paul Rogers.
Who's Paul Rogers?
Okay, so that's Bad Company. That's
was never the biggest Bad Company guy.
okay. So maybe there you think that's where one of
Yeah.
them slides in.
What I do love about Bad Company is they had
They're always on your mind.
a song and an album, and the name of their band was all the same thing.
Very smart.
Yeah.
So you say right in there because that's over names like Axl Rose, Joe Elliott of Def Leppard, Steven Tyler, Bono,
Uh,
and we're not even in like the modern day like Chris Cornell stuff.
sure.
Like I'm telling you, that's how Chuck Berry sucked outside of the microphone
Not the greatest person.
from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Johnny B. Good banger.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, Bon Jovi, Bowie, Iggy Pop, Jim Morrison. I mean, I don't know if I'm putting any ladies in the top 20.
If we're counting dudes, Janis Joplin and Stevie Nicks are in the unisex top 20.
No, because you're going to lose someone like Springsteen or Young or Dylan. There's just no way. Crosby,
Well,
Still,
but-
Nash, and Young get 4 spots on their own.
Neil Young only.
There's an amazing article about how women like still aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then like recently after that article had come out, they were like Dolly Parton, and she's like, "What? I'm a country artist."
Yeah. You know who
The whole
is?
thing.
Janis Joplin and Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Who you think you could make a good argument for either one of those two being the best rock and roll female vocalist?
Yeah.
1A and
Yeah, I
1B.
don't know why they were missed, but
When we get back, we hit the B slate of games. That's the afternoon games in the NFL. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
This message
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at SafeHouse Distilling. I thought we were in the afternoon games. We didn't make as much progress as I thought we did. Baltimore is favored by 9.5 at home against Denver. This one is not worth watching.
Man, this spread is kind of baffling to me. Ravens coming off of a bad loss to the Browns, and the Broncos not sucking this season. Broncos don't suck. I thought they were going to suck. Not a lot of sucking going on in Denver.
Baltimore is better than the 3 losses. One of those was awful against Cleveland. One of those was awful against Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it.
Not going to watch it.
Not going to watch it.
Also, in your defense and my defense, the morning slate of games, it's Red Zone, baby. Not a paid sponsor of this program. I'm telling you.
Jacksonville at Philadelphia. This is when the afternoon starts. Philadelphia favored by 7.5 at home. It's not worth watching.
I mean, the spread isn't enough either. I think the Eagles are going to demolish the Jaguars. Jaguars hung tight with the Packers, but that was without Jordan Love and a couple of defensive players. I think the Eagles are going to smash the Jaguars. Not worth watching.
I think a must-watch over the weekend is Arizona and Chicago. Arizona's at home with a 1.5 cushion, which means nothing in the world of the NFL. I got Chicago on the road, brother. This one is definitely worth watching.
I've been a Arizona and Kyler Murray apologist all season.
Too long.
And I think they will continue to disappoint the hearts and minds of NFL fans. Arizona sneaks out another close one. It's going to be close, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be watchable.
What do you mean you guys can't beat Minnesota? Says Detroit to everyone as they go to Green Bay. They're favored on the road. This one is worth watching, Van. I got Jordan Love with the upset. Hold on. Health, a little murky right now.
Sure.
If he plays with the upset over Detroit, if he doesn't, Malik Willis low-key doesn't suck.
Yeah, they script a really good game plan for Malik Willis, and the Packers are good at executing Matt LaFleur's game plan. Whether it's Malik Willis or Jordan Love, this game is very watchable, and it's going to be close no matter what quarterback.
I'm going to say this about the next game. It's only watchable in the fourth quarter. The Los Angeles Rams at Seattle. Seattle is chasing a point at home against the Rams, which means, again, virtually nothing. It starts just a little bit later. So only tune into this one after you're done watching the Arizona and Chicago game.
Called Rams big upset last week, and I think the Rams are going to win again on the road. I don't think Seattle's that great. DK Metcalf is hobbling. JSN is hobbling. Rams again. I think it's watchable, and I think it's going to be close. I think the Rams are going to pull it out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, watch it in the fourth. Sunday Night Football starts at 6:20 here. It's not worth watching because you're going to be at the United game for the very first home playoff game in the history of professional sports here in New Mexico, at least modern day. Minnesota favored by 5.5 over in Indianapolis. I'm going to say it's not watching anyways on a Sunday night. Do not watch. Go to Isotopes Park. Watch the New Mexico United. Be part of a sweet party.
Yeah, if you can't make it live, like go to your local watering hole and scream really loud with a bunch of people wearing black and yellow.
Yeah, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and
in
yellow.
Albuquerque sports.
It'd be sweet, dude.
Also, if you're going to the lab to support United, you might want to bring a poncho. You might want to bring a big hat.
Hold up.
Some sprinkles.
Are you being serious?
Might be some
Where
sprinkles.
did you see this report?
The weather report.
All right, I'm looking up something.
40% chance for the day, 20% chance during the window.
Oh,
of the game.
Hey.
Just in case. Hey, be prepared.
You're being dramatic here.
Often am.
Why
yeah.
are you doing? Don't do that to me.
That's literally our job is to be dramatic.
I just clicked.
It's what we do here.
I just clicked on AccuWeather, which by name is the most accurate of the weather.
Oh, yeah.
You don't trust it? Is that what you're
The
saying?
Weather Channel tells me.
That's old. That's fake news.
Is it now? Okay.
Mostly cloudy early with showers developing later in the day. Late in the day, Van. When's the moon set?
That's another question for the Weather Channel app. So or in your case, AccuWeather.
Oh, God. Hey, rainfall near 1/4 of an inch. That's nothing.
1/4 of an inch? That stops traffic in Albuquerque. What are you talking about?
I don't know what that is because we don't use the worldwide and universally accepted centimeters measuring proportions. But 1/4 of an inch, I think, is upwards of like 2 quarters stacked on top of each other off the ground and then measured against liquid.
Okay. I don't believe that's accurate, but if that's your unit of measurement, you're still refusing to use the metric system in centimeters. 1/4 of an inch is more than 2 literal quarters.
Okay, so is it all right? How many like okay size pebbles is it?
So if we're doing like caliche size pebbles,
Okay, keep going.
a palm full,
How many knuckles up is it?
probably half a knuckle. It's a half
All right,
knuckler.
hold on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a half.
I have
knuckle.
big hands,
Half knuckler.
so
No, yours actually. Your knuckles.
my
Yeah,
knuckles. I like this. I have like a 2-inch, I think, knuckle.
Okay, well you're supposed to do the middle knuckle, not
Which
the
one?
first knuckle.
All
That one.
right, so the
That one.
so the north-south knuckle.
Yeah,
All right, that's an inch for sure. So you're gonna say 1/4 of my knuck?
yeah. Spread out.
That's not a
Across
lot.
the
That's
whole-
a very little amount of
But
weather.
Spread
That's
it
like a-
out. Spread it out across the whole
So-
Albuquerque and surrounding areas. A 1/4 knuckle that's a lot
Brother,
of rain.
an arroyo doesn't run through Isotopes Park.
It is an arroyo.
No, you're thinking of
It's
Bronson.
a bowl.
A bowl is not an arroyo.
It's gonna catch all the rain.
And the field is literally designed to drain rain.
Yes, it's grass. It's well filtered.
So,
I'm
so
not
that's what you.
talking about the game being canceled or ruined. I'm talking about ruining your favorite kit that you're
Okay.
going to wear to the game.
All right, here's where I need to hit.
Protect the kit.
I got to hit you with a shut up boomer right here.
Okay.
So shut up boomer,
I'm
because
42 years old.
you
Okay.
you think that people are going to get wet bottoms sitting in their seat. Well, here's the thing. None of these fans are going to be sitting in their seats anyways.
I'm telling you, anyone outside of the curse sitting in the supporter section
okay.
will run for cover the second it starts sprinkling. Albuquerque, some hard people coming from Burque. Tell you, we're a resilient bunch, but I think everyone here is scared they're going to melt if they feel a sprinkle.
It is weird how they react to, but because they walk around Earth like they're super, like hard.
Yes, that is accurate.
Albuquerquean presents themselves like they can withstand
Until just a drop of
Correct.
moisture
the
hits their
slightest
little-
possibility
Mhm.
that there could be precipitation.
Yes. Running for cover.
Correct. Oh no. My blue jean jorts and Micah Parsons jersey can't possibly get wet.
No.
My flat bill.
Wear a
Run,
big
run.
flat bill. Wear your cowboy hat. That should protect your whole body. It's
Not your
gonna be-
Dallas Cowboys hat, an actual cowboy hat.
Yes. Not your velvet fashion cowboy hat like your
No. Not your going out hat, your
Yeah.
staying out hat.
like your nice woven cowboy hat. Woven and sealed with resin, obviously. But
I would have appreciated if earlier in our radio career I adopted the nickname for you, Woe Van.
wovan.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is something that the listener says often.
Whoa,
Whoa, van.
Van. Do not watch Sunday Night Football. Go to the United King. Be part of that thing.
Ooh, yes, you should.
That's the better thing.
You very much should.
And then when you get home after United win in a tight 90, tight 90.
Yeah.
That's why the United games are so good. You don't have to be there all night
Yeah.
long.
You get a hard 45.
In the first.
Maybe an extra minute or two.
Yeah, plus 5 max.
5 max. You get a break.
Yeah.
Go refill your delicious beverage.
Yeah, or empty your body.
Yes. For the next hard 45,
Mhm.
give or take another minute or two.
Mhm.
You're out of there in 2 hours.
And if you do like me, you park near a certain exit that most people don't utilize.
Yo.
Home before you know it.
Mhm.
Home before you know it.
Back right up in there. Do you watch the last 2 minutes from the exit and then wave at people on your way out?
Depending on the score. Depending on the score.
Oh, okay.
Once I see the lights start doing the flashy thing,
Mm-hmm.
then I know it's over. And I've done it.
Sure.
I've completed a good United night.
They're mostly really good nights.
Yeah. Even with like, if it's like a draw and it won't be this weekend a draw or a loss, it will only be United win.
Oh, a win.
I think they have limited run playoff shirts.
That's exciting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's low key kind of a lot. All right, do this.
Okay.
Whole plan here. Go get the limited run playoff shirt.
Great
Not
advice.
for yourself.
Uh-huh.
Keep it as a Christmas gift.
Uh-huh.
Pocket that thing.
Somebody's going to love it.
And you don't know who in this moment, but you hold on to that thing. And when the time comes, oh yeah, I got you this dealio.
Look, you can put it in a bag, put some nice tissue paper on it, put it in a box and wrap it, or due to its size, can also just be a stocking stuffer.
You can roll up a t-shirt pretty tight.
Sure. Yeah.
You ever done one of those vacuum seals in a bag?
Oh, obviously.
You know what I'm talking about?
I go on trips.
And I don't mean like the expensive one you have to buy with like the bzzz thing.
I'm talking like the air pressure one. Oh, yeah. I use my big man strength to get the air out of the vacuum bag.
So this is a camping trick. I use garbage bag with the vacuum.
Okay. You can just push it out. You can salt and pepper that mother.
What does that mean?
Push it.
Push it real good.
Push it real good. Mm-hmm.
Don't hate that.
Nope.
Whenever we get back from the break, we preview the weekend further. Specifically, Van's Golf Show airs tomorrow. My Pro Wrestling Show airs tomorrow. We'll tell you where Kaylina is performing. It's Two Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The opening.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, live from SafeHouse Distilling. Slow start to the night at SafeHouse. This is a tough one, man. The Friday between Halloween and the Saturday night where everyone has Halloween parties.
Yeah.
Kaylina, where are you performing this weekend?
Oh, I'm not performing this weekend.
What's the deal?
I know. Well,
huge party weekend. What's your
I just the holidays. Well, I just released a new single, so that took a lot of energy.
And you don't want to perform it anywhere?
No, I did perform it. I did. It was a break, a much needed break. I'm one person. I'm the performer, the marketer, the everything.
No, you're not going to get any sympathy from us here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this weekend is off, but you know, I'll let you know when there's another one.
Is your next performance November the 21st at Duke City Championship Wrestling, performing the national anthem?
Oh yeah, but that's not my music. That is the national anthem.
That's everyone's music. I want to be
21st.
very clear here that that's the music of the people. Kaylina is the people. All right, so you have a new single.
I do.
All right, we're ready. Do you have it? Is it like a thing we could play?
Yeah.
All right, so Kaylina's new banger. All right, so what is the name of the song?
It's called Glass Bottle.
All right, one more time.
Glass Bottle.
And it can be found. It can be found where?
Everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, all the streaming. I think even on Facebook. I think if you wanted to post this song on Instagram with your reel, you could find it there.
I believe. Sure.
That's exciting.
All right, so Glass Bottle by Kaylina. All right, here we go. Are you performing live or is this a playing? It's got to be. She's probably pressing a button.
I think she's pressing it.
I think she might be performing live. I'm ready for it, though. Similarly, the way I'm ready for the weekend. All right, whenever you're ready. Okay, so apparently it's not going to us. It might be going out over the airways.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's right, because we have different streaming now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So everybody else gets to hear it, but we're in the dark.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen
Thank
for
you
all.
for anybody who heard it, but that's a bummer because I really just wanted you two to hear it.
not
the thousands and thousands of people listening right now.
I know. I care about
but just
only
us two.
your opinions.
Okay.
I also have the Spotify app. You didn't tell me you had a new single. You got to let us know.
I mean, what are you doing? You just releasing stuff without saying stuff? Van and I's podcast release over the weekend. We're very excited about that. You can catch us tomorrow morning. Van at 8 a.m., me at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Film the holes with Van, Jay Choi, and Max Machado. Probably your best episode yet. I heard it on the edit, and I was happy to see that Jay has won blood feuds before.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun. It was story time for Jay, which we might parlay into a new segment.
Yeah.
Also looking for new friends of the show. Do you have a business you want to pump?
Yeah.
Do you love golf? Do you want to go golf with Jay Choi and Max Machado and myself? Boy, do I have the opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Hit me up at Van, VAN, at TalkABQ, TALKABQ.com. Shoot me an email. Always looking for new friends of the show.
Be a part of filling the holes. And then immediately following you is going over myself and Saleh Taylor. So we talked the world of pro wrestling. Primarily this past week, we talked about how fun it was to be a kid during Halloween with pro wrestling.
Oh, my goodness.
We talked about just how interestingly and irrespectively the game has changed amongst Halloween. You can now, with Spirit Halloween and Amazon or whatever, you can just get a prepackaged suit or a Halloween costume in your set. And when we were kids, you had to be a little more resilient to come through on your version of The Undertaker. So, so there's that. And it was, it was a fun little talk. And then secondly, we moved that into WWE has adopted this new independent wrestler promotion alliance. It's really neat. It's very similar to the deal that Duke City Championship Wrestling has with the NWA. And keep in mind, if you support Duke City Championship Wrestling, you're supporting me. I own that. That's my deal. So we were talking about independent wrestlers like learning the business, right? And we're talking about wrestling in the ring and all the things. There's a business aspect to wrestling that I think is oft lost. So we went deeply into that, including like gimmick law and copyrights and trademarks and all the different things that kind of surround the world of pro wrestling. Because you pro wrestle for for 10 minutes a week.
Yeah.
And then there's 39 hours a week when you got to do something else towards your goal. So similar to Kalina, I just don't know if those guys need a break.
Right.
Yeah, they just need to keep going.
Keep gigging.
Keep gigging. That's their thing. That's how they find success. So anyways,
I'm proud of them. They're doing great.
Some of them are. And if I was put together a 101 on how to become, I don't know, pro wrestling relevant, I think I could get some guys there. Promotion wise, this is awesome. Like having the pro wrestling promotion here in Albuquerque is the funnest thing.
I think a lot of people around this city, passionate fans of Duke City Championship Wrestling, will agree with you wholeheartedly that it's a resounding success that you and your ownership group and everybody else involved in putting on that show. Lucky to have you.
Lucky, yeah. Well, and lucky to have some passion for it.
Yeah.
So anyways, pro wrestling and golf talk tomorrow morning, and then that leads into national coverage of college football. It's going to be a lot good. Also, basketball's in full-fledged now. There's a ton going on. I know we're hosting Monday Night Football at Howie's on Monday, which is one business day away, but a couple days away. I think the Lobos are playing that night, too, in basketball. There's a ton going on.
Very
So
exciting.
anyways, the world of excitement around sports, it is here full-fledged. October is over. We're into November. It's that fun. It's only sports and only family moving forward. And when we get back from the break, we wrap up the program. It's 2 Men On live from SafeHouse Distilling, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. this your new banger, Kaylina?
That sounds great.
I can't take credit for that one.
All right, Kaylina's got a new single out.
I honestly don't know if I can play it because they change things on me.
Who's they?
And I'm learning. Big Brother.
The process
The whole
that we
process.
use is different in your defense from the last time you were here.
Yes. And I was reassured that it would work. And I bet the listeners heard, but you guys couldn't hear it.
That's
so
correct. Yeah, we could not hear it.
I called the people, I did the things, and I'm not equipped for this. I admit temporary defeat.
All right, so we've been temporarily defeated, Van, okay?
Okay. Hey, I can hear it.
I'm a sealed glass bottle,
Okay, there's the title.
drifting on across the sea. Does that mean my heart is safe, or is my message just lost on me? Whatever I have trapped inside of me hasn't been able to breathe. There are no emotions left to read. How will I figure out what I need? Break me off now. Shatter me until we feel again.
I mean, there's a lot of love there.
Yo.
At first, I thought the song was about littering, but it's not.
No.
Oh yeah. I'm so glad that you were able to get not littering.
Right,
Can you just sing the whole time you're producing our program? Like any kind of question we answer, any perspective, it's all in your singing voice. Is that an option?
I mean, I could try it. I don't know if it would be as effective as you want, but we can try it.
It's a goal for a future show, Kaylin.
Yeah, future show. Just give me some time to prep, and I got you.
All right, well, there you have it. Check out Kaylina. You can find her on the Spotify. I don't know if you want me to give out your last name, so I don't.
Yeah. I guess you can, but it's just glass bottle, Kaylina.
Should get you there. I subscribe. That's why it was so easy for me to find, Van.
What? Fred subscribed. It's like the ultimate compliment.
From the show page. Don't get overinflated here.
Hey, thanks. If there's a will, there's a way, Fred.
The Dodgers parade got stuck in traffic, Van, because it's Los Angeles.
It's Los Angeles. Of course it friggin' did.
Did you see the videos from the people partying? It was pretty crazy.
Was there an In-N-Out burger around where they could just grab some double-doubles for the crew?
I feel like that's the dream, but I wouldn't know.
Do you think they paused it just so all those guys that walk up and down traffic and sell T-shirts to people as they drive by could get a lot of business?
Super smart.
That'd be
Smart, savvy business move there.
You ever see like a parade at the Rose Bowl? Like the Rose Bowl parade they do?
Don't miss it, my friend.
That thing is sweet.
Never miss it.
It had like that a mini amount of people.
I mean, just because the Dodgers fans never show up on time doesn't mean they don't exist.
Also, I don't know if you
kind of like Schrodinger's baseball fan.
Did you see any of the videos? Because they were in this like one of those tourists tour the stars' homes buses.
Sure, double-decker open air boys.
Yeah.
Do
you think they put on sunscreen?
Oh, who?
Players.
Okay. Freddie Freeman needs it.
Kiki.
Yeah.
Just gonna let that one sit.
Okay.
Did you just call me Kiki?
No.
Oh, good. I missed it then. Never mind. I told you it's a thing where I space out. It just happens.
Well, you're part of the show.
I mean,
I know. I'm here. It's amazing.
Does Ryan Clark, when he's dressed up in whiteface as Bill Belichick, does he need sunscreen?
Why did he do that?
Why?
That was weird, right?
Why?
That was like a weird thing.
Why did he put on whiteface in the year 2024?
Did you see the photos of that, man?
It looks awful. He did not look like Bill Belichick. He looked like a guy who fell off of a boat and was in the ocean for days. That's what he looked like. Also, Bill Belichick does kind of look like that. But awful decision by his PR team.
Do you think he had anyone say yes or no to that? He had to like get that approved. They work at the same place.
Right. And it wasn't just him, like a lone wolf thing doing whiteface. All of the inside the NFL guys dressed up as each other. So Bill Belichick put on a very, very Steve Harvey adjacent Ryan Clark suit. And then the other two guys, Ocho Cinco and Chris Long, put on skull caps and wigs and dress up as each other in their respective football jerseys. But one thing no one else did was put on whiteface or blackface. Ryan Clark went rogue on that one. And my goodness, what an awful decision.
You'll never see this team again in LA. Free agents officially today: Walker Buehler, Jack Flaherty, Kiki Hernandez, Tescar Hernandez, Daniel Hudson, Joe Kelly, Kevin Kiermaier, and Blake Trinian to a lesser extent. Kiki took off his shirt. That's why I made mention of the sunscreen.
Yeah.
Obviously. And
Clayton Kershaw also took off his shirt
at the World Series. That was
hashtag dad bod God.
Yeah, he was. I thought it was Bert Kreischer running around.
Yeah,
out there.
it looks a lot like him. Yeah, that's an elite athlete, my friend. One of the best to ever do it. Looks like he could put back a 12-pack and not even burp.
Walker Buehler wore the same jersey Oral Hershiser wore to the mound while clinching the 1988 World Series. So
pretty sweet.
Kind of a cool finish to that one. There was a lot of cool. I watched the little stream thing that was on. I know how big LA is. I know there's 13 million people there.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many people.
They came out and supported big time. And back to the free agents, I think a lot of these guys from the core will be back. Like, I bet Kike takes a team-friendly deal just to come back and try to go after another one, get back to playoffs, because he is an absolute killer in the postseason. Teoscar had a great season. They probably want him back unless they get Juan Soto. It's going to be a very interesting offseason.
I don't know if you saw this, but some Yankee fans tried to take the World Series trophy away from Mookie Betts today.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
They were Yankees fans.
It's pretty funny.
The patrol on the wall.
That's a good one.
You don't think that's accurate?
Yeah.
You don't think that really happened? They brought back Ice Cube for a performance, so didn't just get to be there during the game, got to be there during the celebration.
Okay.
It got weird. I don't know if you watched any. First of all, he raps in a Dodgers dress, which is...
I think it's just an oversized jersey.
I saw it.
I think Ice Cube is going to put on a dress.
Dave Roberts was dancing with him and tried to twerk on him. I don't know if you saw that part.
That I missed. Okay, I need to see that.
Dave Roberts, like if Kaylina went to the club and found an approachable fella, that's how she would have tried to dance with they.
Okay.
And that's how Dave Roberts tried to dance with.
You're accusing a music artist of not having any rhythm.
Dave Roberts tried to put it down in front of Ice Cube. And
Okay.
Ice Cube did not have any interest in that. It was very weird. It was incredibly weird.
Just found the video of Dave Roberts twerking on Ice Cube.
How do you feel about what I said? Did it sound accurate?
Yeah, I don't.
Kind of crushed it. Yeah, that's... At least he put his water bottle in between them as a buffer. So there's that.
You remember that video from years ago whenever that mom took that kid's video game away and he ran into his room and what he did with the remote?
It's not coming to mind, but...
Doesn't have to.
I can imagine immediately what went down.
Sports Illustrated put out their newest cover, kind of. They don't really have a magazine anymore.
Yeah.
Shohei's on it. Also, Fernando Valenzuela's birthday today. So Dodgers fans were singing that, which was very nice. Cool little moment. Good World Series parade. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Do you think they should have put Freddie Freeman on the cover of Sports Illustrated, who had a quite literal historic World Series that's never been replicated?
Got to sell
They put
NFTs, brother.
Shohei instead. I guess you need clicks in Asia too, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Jack Flaherty says he never wants to leave LA. Yes. It has the perfect weather. It has the perfect baseball team. It has everything except for good infrastructure around its stadium.
Yeah.
It's the best. I get it. It's the best.
I mean, and you're going to see this happen. This is going to be the Shohei effect. People who sign with the Dodgers who are not Juan Soto, that's going to get generational life-changing money, will take a Dodger-friendly team discount to play with Shohei Ohtani and chase ring after ring after ring for the next decade. It's going to happen.
That's what Mookie Betts said today. He said, I'm trying to fill up the rest of these fingers.
Yeah.
What's he got, 3 of them? Does he have 3 in 8 seasons?
They got 3. Yeah, 1 at the Sox, 2 at the Dodgers.
That's awesome, dude.
It's a great start. And also, if he fills up his whole hand with championship rings, how is he going to bowl?
Still very well.
Yeah.
Get bigger holes, cut in the ball.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so funny. My favorite part whenever these athletes do these World Series speeches, they just cuss nonstop.
Yeah. The crowd goes bonkers.
They go crazy.
Can you imagine, like,
we're world
baseball
bleeping
used-
champion, mother bleepers.
50s, 60s, 70s through the 80s. A lot of alcohol involved in being a baseball player. The athlete body and diet changed considerably in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So most of these guys haven't drank all year. Their first taste of booze is at the World Series parade.
And guys like
They
Max,
forgot how to act.
guys like Max Muncy have been thirsty for this party since 2020. So it was
right.
unearned.
Very right.
Kaylina, back at the studio. Final words.
Have a lovely rest of your evening.
Van.
Those are my final words.
Go Lobos, go United, stay safe out there, friends of the show. And Monday morning, make sure you're tuned into the Sports Animal and check out the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you at the Outpost tomorrow morning.
Oh, I forgot about that. Let's go do that. That'll be fun.
Let's do that hockey.